Hey, what's going on to YouTube? My name's Xavier. This is going to be my first video. I'm just going to tell you, try to keep it real quick and brief, why I think Madden is a terrible football game, and it always will be until it gets competition, really, to keep it simple. It's just a terrible game, man. It's awful. It's garbage. It's been said a bunch of times on YouTube. You know, the game, it just doesn't make sense, man. It doesn't feel like a game. It's just amazing how this game gets away with murder just every single year. These elephant in the room kind of, errors and glitches and unrealistic gameplay that just continuously, year after year, doesn't get fixed. And it's just basically, they wrap it up every year, oh, we're bringing back stuff, for the fans, the request, the fans requested. And that's a bunch of shit, man. We didn't request, what, why don't you do some other stuff, man? It's stuff that's actually worth my time, not uniforms that get dirty or, hand towels. It doesn't make or break a football game like gameplay does. But really, to keep it simple, is, Madden is no longer about us. It's no longer about the consumer, about people who play games. I know it's a bunch of dorky looking people, but whatever. But it's no longer about people who shop here. It's no longer about them. What it's about is this. That's what Madden is about. This is why Madden is so terrible. Money. Get into it real quick. Just gonna play this play. I'm the Packers. I'm playing against the Steelers. Just go ahead and tell me if you see anything. Just a quick pass to Jennings on the outside. He ran a fade route. Oh, imagine that. Ike Taylor jumped 100 feet in the air and batted the ball down. So let's take a closer look at this play. Let's go over here to Ike Taylor and watch what he sees. This is what he sees. So he hikes the ball. Aaron Rodgers, he backpedals. And Rodgers, the ball's in the air, throws the ball. And there he goes, and wow. It doesn't look that simple when I play it in slow motion. It looks like, oh, well, you're just being a bitch. He jumped hella high and blocked the ball down. Stop being a pussy. Yeah, whatever. I don't think so. Not in a simulation football game that is self-proclaimed as, like, the best football game. It's the only football game. So I'm just going to play this even slower and point out some things. So he's backpedaling, ball's in the air, and bam, his foot is planted, and he sees the ball. Right there, he freezes. You can see his helmet kind of looking at the ball. And we play it again. Backpedaling, bam, foot's planted. What are you going to do with your hips? What he does, this is what really sets the play off. His foot is planted right smack at the 40-yard line. Look at his feet. Look at what his feet do. He warps without even really moving into the air. I mean, he basically, look at this. Michael Jackson couldn't do this moonwalk. His feet are like not even touching the ground. Are there like have you guys ever seen that movie Jumper? Pretty soon they're gonna have just people warping and just transporting, just from different sides of the field. But just look at this. To get this kind of altitude, you have to really, bend your knees and get great trajectory to get off the ground. He just warps 2 yards, really. And when he gets to that second yard, he gets, his right leg is in about, I'd say about what, like a 45-degree angle. And looks like his left leg is about a 90-degree angle. And from this position, it's just ridiculous how high he jumps. From that position, from the transition to right here to in the air is just unreal. And to get that high, at the point of contact on the ball, look at this in the air. Look how high this ball is. Look at this. Look at number 54 over there. Look at this. Look how short Troy Polamalu looks. That is freaking high, man. I'm not saying that players shouldn't be able to jump this high. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that make them in the right position. You know, if they're beat, you know, hey, you know, leave it up to Troy Polamalu to make a play. Don't, you know, warp your player into position and just make this ridiculous jump. This is terrible. And another terrible thing is at the point of contact. I mean, he's literally, see, Jennings is about on the 46-yard line. 45, 46-yard line, and Taylor's over there about the 42. He's 5 yards away from the play. He's 5 yards away from the play. And another thing they need to do is really make the receiver fight for the ball. Man, I wish that the receivers could fight for the ball like the DBs. I mean, look at what Jennings does. He goes into this bogus catch animation at the 50. At the 50. And there's a play being made on the ball 8 yards away. That's just hilarious to me. He's about 6, 7, 8 yards away from the play, from the ball where it's being thrown, and he's just jumping in the air. It's ridiculous. I don't know how this kind of stuff how Madden gets away with this every year. They get away with taking our $60 every single year. I mean, you guys can say what you want. Say what you want to believe. Say, you know, oh, you know, if you want to play real football, go outside and throw a football around, you know, fuck that. You know, whatever. You know, play on all man, stop being a bitch. You know, this just has to stop, man. This has, like, no end in sight. You know, the foot planted. This is just ridiculous. You know, whether you think I should stop complaining or not, or you totally agree with me, you should just see that this shouldn't be happening, man. I mean, this doesn't happen in MLB The Show. You know, stuff like this doesn't really happen. I know no game's perfect, but come on, man. Ratings don't even matter in this game. This guy could be like frickin' Spud Webb or Muggsy Bogues and make this, you know, jump. This is just ridiculous, man. You know, and for God's sakes, make the receivers more aggressive. That's ridiculous. I can't stand that. I mean, look at that. He's 8 yards away. He's at the 50. You know, and he's smart enough to attack the ball at its highest point 8 yards away. You know, and this is just on All Pro. Forget about All Madden. Anyway, guys, that's all I had to say. You know, comment below. Just, if you want to bash me, bash me. If you want to, you know, if you want to agree, you know, that's fine. But I'm going to keep the videos coming. I mean, they're just so easy to make these kind of videos, man, because they happen literally almost on every play. It's really ridiculous. I mean, stuff like this gives you lots of digits in the loss column, causes you a lot of frustration, man. You really got to just take the realism out of this game in your mind to have fun. Don't sit down and thinking, oh, I'm going to play Madden, a realistic, you know, football sim, because you're going to get bombed. You know, you're going to get turned upside down, because it's not that at all. It's not. It's just a fake game that doesn't make sense, and that this company EA is just remaking every year to make money, and it just needs to stop. I don't know how we can do it, but you know, they're rewrapping a bag of shit and putting it in a Gucci bag and calling it Madden 11, Madden 12, Madden 13, you know, and that's just not the way to do it. Why do they do it? Because they can, you know, and they have no one to go up against, no competition. Well, that's about it, guys. I'm about out of breath. I'm going to go ahead and go now. Just comment below and tell me what you think.